Hey everybody, and welcome to another weekly installment of the Stash Project's Stash Report. A couple people have complained that they can hear my cell phone through this microphone, so I've left the cell phone upstairs and unplugged the USB cord that charges it. So hopefully that will cut down on the interference. If it does, let me know. If it doesn't, well, you guys are just shit out of luck. Anyway, this week we have a number of new decal sheet variations of existing kits. There'll be 4 of those from Fujimi. You also have the modified reissue from Tamiya, and a couple of reissues of spot run stuff from August from Aoshima. But first, since we're back to a normal format this week, we consult the Notebook of Knowledge. We've gotten some information about October spot runs already, a little ahead of schedule. We weren't kind of expecting that probably till middle of this month. But I guess the end of this month, everybody's going to be busy with the All Japan Hobby Show, so we're getting the information a little bit earlier. Plus, we're getting into, Christmas season, so we'll go see a little increase in the amount of information coming out as they sort of try to stock up the hobby shops for the holiday weekend coming up after Thanksgiving, because usually, at least Hobby Link Japan has a giant Black Friday sale. That they discount a great deal of things, and so we're going to see them get restocked with a whole bunch of, spot run stuff and some new kits that'll probably make it out just in time to make that sale. But at any rate, what we have coming out in October, we've got one new announcement from Hasegawa, which I believe is a decal version of something as well. 3 spot run reissues of some kind of older Fujimi kits, again with masking seals added, as well as some Aoshima stuff, because we've always got Aoshima stuff to talk about. The first 4 things we're going to touch on real quick from Aoshima would be November and December deliveries of 4 more of the vehicles that go into that Sabu Ki Satsatsu. Remember, I slaughtered this last week pronunciation. Cartoon series. You may recall last week we mentioned that they're going to be doing a new marked 430 Cedric police car for that line, and apparently while they were at it, they decided to reissue the entire series. So you're going to get the Super Z Gullwing, which is like a 240Z Nissan with Gullwing doors, kind of neat looking, as well as what they call the Machine RS1, RS2, and RS3. From the box art, I really can't tell the difference between the 3 of them, although the third one seems to have some sort of a light bar on top of it. You'd have to be into the show to get it. I think these are all mid-'80s 2-door Laurels or perhaps 2-door Skylines. The 2 cars sort of blend together to me, and I really don't care enough to go look and see which one they really are. But if you wanted to make a complete box set, here's your chance. Those kits have probably been out of production for about 5-6 years now, and now they're going to run them all at once so that you can, have everything you need for your, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name again, for your cartoon collection. Other October spot runs from Aoshima, they're going to be rerunning the TE71 Corolla 1600 GT again. They're going to rerun the Liberty Walk Ken and Mary Works 4-door Skyline again. These are both kits that came out this summer, but they've sold out, so they're going to rerun some more. They're also going to be doing the V-Line, or V-Lane, I guess probably more correct pronunciation, Crown Majesta 18-inch premium VIP wheel set. A C-130 Laurel HT 2000 GSX. That is a best vintage GT car, so I know that will be motorized chassis, universal plate goodness nonsense that is, as well as the Garson DAD ZX edition Toyota Alphard, which is, if we don't carry that here in the United States, is Toyota's like full-size minivan in Japan. I like the fact they call it a VIP American, even though the car itself is not exported to America. So this would be the American-style VIP of a Japanese car, or Japanese SUV, or Japanese minivan, actually. So I'm sure we're gonna get a bevy of reissue information from Aoshima in the next couple of weeks when they actually release what their actual October spot runs will be. This is stuff that just sort of filtered in over the course of the week. They sort of let go on the RS Machine and Gullwing Z kit, and then these 5 kits I just mentioned were sort of tagged along to the announcement after that. I'm sure there will be their normal 30, 40 reissues that they normally do every month. Of interest, actually, is the fact that 15 of the August spot runs have not been spot run yet, and we're here in the first Wednesday of September already. So they may be starting to run a little behind again. Be interested to see how many of these August kits that I'm looking at here actually show up in the next couple weeks, or if things are going to get really far behind. The one other thing that we have to talk about from Hasegawa, they're going to be doing a Chardonnay Total Fina, the oil company, sponsored Lancia 037 Rally. Now, you may remember from probably like 4 weeks ago, we mentioned that in October they would be running the Jolly 85 Portugal Rally 037 Lancia, as well as the Stratus Chardonnay Lancia kit. Both of those are still on schedule as far as we can tell, but they're going to add this one in. It's for the 84 Tour de Corsa Rally in France, or the Mediterranean island owned by France, as the case may be. But it just appears to be a decal variation of the Jolly kit, which is, again, a reissue of an older, it's not ancient tooling or anything, but it's just, a mid-'80s vehicle reissue of this older rally car. Now, the 037s are full detail kits. The Stratus is a curbside. Oh, yeah, and Fujimi, we almost got into the new stuff without mentioning this. Fujimi is doing another spot run of the Fuso car hauler, the great big 124 scale, $69 car hauler that actually appears to already have come back into stock at HobbyLink Japan. It said early September reissue, and they weren't kidding, apparently. So the first initial run of those ran out. If you've been waiting on one, time to order it now, because I don't know if they're going to rerun it a third time or not. Also today we found out that they're going to be rerunning their GX71 triplet kits. These are Toyotas, a Chaser 2.0, Cresta 2.0, and Mark II 2.0. Now all these kits are originally motorized chassis curbsides, but they were also done in a series called High Mechanism, which got them like almost 25-piece engines to put into these kits. They're really detailed engines, and they're going to be reissuing these kits with the engine. And when they redid the engine, they also got rid of the curbside motorized chassis and at least made it a little more current with polycaps and individual suspension pieces and individual exhaust. Everything's not molded into the chassis anymore. So it's kind of interesting to see these come out. Like I said, all three of these will have the window masks added to them, which is why they're rerunning them. It'll be interesting to see if Fujimi plans to just rerun every single thing they've ever had on the inch-up disc collection with window masks now. I mean, it's a great way to get people to buy some old kits, because these haven't been out in a long time. I think you can buy the Cresta 2.0 as the old curbside motorized version right now. There might be one of those in stock at Hobby Search. I don't think there are any at HobbyLink Japan. But like I said, the only downside to those kits are because they're motorized curbsides, you have to cut the hood out yourself. But, if you go get a good quality panel scriber, or just really careful with the backside of an X-Acto knife, you can obviously cut the hood out yourself without causing too much drama. And there are fender inserts and other things with that engine that allow it to appear to be a full-size, full-detail engine, and not, just look like some of these kits where you're taking like a top of an engine insert and dropping it into what is obviously a curbside chassis where you can't like see all the way down to the ground. You look past the engine and you just see the top of the chassis plate sitting there staring at you. When they reorganized these chassis pans, they sort of cut the bottom of an engine into them and left everything else free, so you can see up to the hood and down to the ground, which is good and bad depending on how good a model builder you are. The new stuff that came out, we don't have pictures of it, but the Round 2 AMT kit is officially out. That would be the 67 Chevelle Pro Street. Same kit as it was back in the 1990s. Absolutely nothing has been done to it other than put it into like a retro box art thing, which is funny because, of course, it was not that old of a kit. Also, the 1925 Racing Ford T parts pack kit is out. It's just a teeny wheel box about yay big or so that just has the body to a dragster in it. It goes along with their parts pack dragster chassis they reissued, I think, last year, as well as some of the parts pack engines that they've reissued. Basically allows you to take all of these pieces and combine them into your own creation if you're so inclined. So it's, whatever you're going to do with that type of vehicle and models really don't interest me, but I want to mention it because it's out there, so we'll pass along the information. Now, going on to what's new this week, as we said, there were two reissues from Aoshima's very long list of August kit releases, and those are going to be, like I said, two really quick things here. One is this volume 37 version of the Initial D 86 Truno. There is basically the only difference between this and the other Trunos that they just reissued the last 2 months are engine details and some interior details. This has like the open camshaft engine, but it has a different intake, and it has a different steering wheel and a roll caging in it. So, you know, this will now be the third with engine A86 Truno that are essentially all identical to one another. They've reissued, but I think, as we mentioned before, Fujimi just reissued all of theirs. I think the Initial D licensing came up for renewal, and they just spit everything out while they were at it. The other Aoshima kit is this X30 Fairlady Z Aero Custom. You'll notice this is a Best Car Vintage kit, so there's going to be a plate motorized generic chassis on this. Basically, you have new wheels in this kit and all of the aero parts, differentiating it from their normal Fairlady Z. This kit was originally issued in March of 2013 in this configuration. The original tooling is from the 80s because it's, again, motorized, generic, blah, blah, blah. But the Aero Custom version is from spring of last year. So if you like the kit, as far as what it looks like, you can go pick that up again. I tend to skew away from the Best Car Vintage kits because I'm not really big on that motorized chassis extravaganza that they tend to like to do. Other things we could talk about real quick, because I realize that I'm one picture short of what I wanted to talk about here. I was about to change subjects, and I can't because I don't have the picture to show you because I didn't bother to load it up into the browser window here that it works with my video software. So, blah, 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 blah. Hasegawa, if you may recall, was going to be reissuing this 2004 Deutschland rally car, this Ford Focus. We have checked with the instructions and the people of Hasegawa that this kit does have a new front and rear bumper as well as roof intake. So this is not just the 2003 kit with a new set of decals. It is up-spec'd, if you want to call it that. It is changed. I believe the 2003 bumpers are still in it, actually, but the 2004 bumpers that make this a 2004 Ford Focus are in the kit, and plus it has the new BP decals in it. So that's kind of cool because Hasegawa gets some bonus points there that they didn't just kick out something with new decals on it that we've seen plenty of people do before. Tamiya just modified reissued their street custom version of the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. You're going to get, obviously, the new Watanabe wheels. You get actually two options for the front end. This picture shows the chin spoiler that's new. There's also a very large oil cooler that you can mount down there instead of the front bumper, so you can get that sort of intake look to the front of the kit. I don't have this one in my hands yet, so I can't say how ridiculous that would look versus the chin spoiler, but it's an option that we didn't know was coming. Again, the kit comes with the driver figure you see pictured behind the glass there. Also has a separate helmet and separate driving gloves that you can just put in the kit if you don't want to put the whole driver figure in. You get some decal seat belts. There's some photo etch in here. There's a new strut tower, as well as turn metal intakes for the engine. So it is essentially basically the same parts they put into the big scale Z kit, but sort of calm down a little bit into the 124 scale. It's not quite as outrageous, I guess, a street custom as the Z was compared to what the Z was in the stock form, but it's still a neat kit to have. Other than that, it's identical to the existing 2000 GTR, as well as all of the stock parts of the 2000 GTR are in here. So if you decide somewhere along the line that you don't want to build the street custom, you can build it just as a stock Skyline. Speaking of the street custom concept, we got the first official pictures. This is courtesy, quote-unquote, courtesy of Hobbylink Japan. This is what the street custom BRZ is supposed to look like. You got new tires, or not new tires, but new wheels. It appears that from the original Subaru BRZ 86 kit that Tamiya did, that has a new front bumper that's going to have some new fog light areas, as well as front splitter, some side effects there. And now what it's going to have beyond that, we don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any new engine parts, if there's going to be any photo etch, if there's, that kit doesn't show a spoiler, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was a spoiler in the kit, because that is such a large part of what is done to modify the FRS BRZ86 cars in real life. See all of the Rocket Bunny kits that Aoshima has done, plus all of the there's a resin blitz conversion, there's a resin version 2 of the Rocket Bunny, there's all these wide body kits for the Toyota 86. The wing is sort of a thing that they do for these kits, for these cars in real life, so it'd be interesting to see if they don't bother to put one in there. To me, a conservative company, maybe they don't like wings. The other thing we mentioned the other week that I think a lot of people wouldn't know what it was if they didn't see it is this GB121 long body Nissan Sunny pickup truck. This is going to be, again, a November issue right now. Interesting of this, it's going to have stock and a lowered suspension, as well as the steel stock wheels, as well as a set of Watanabe wheels in here too. Thinking the Watanabe wheels are probably the ones out of the Corolla kit. A couple friends of mine say that the drop on this isn't big enough a drop. Hey, fix it yourself. Kind of an interesting aside of this is the fact that apparently Aoshima had planned to do one of these too, and Hasegawa beat them to the punch. It was in their Aoshima's weekly blog, and they were lamenting the fact that they chose to do the Subaru Sandbar kits first instead of this one, and now they're not going to do one because they feel it's too niche a vehicle to justify having two of the same Nissan pickup trucks on the market, which is probably correct. Be interested to see what else Hasegawa will do with this. Looking online, you could turn it into a GB122, which was the later, like 1978 to mid-80s version. It would just require basically a new grille. And then it would be really nice if we could see some actual Nissan Sunnies, the two-door coupes, or a three-door coupe, basically, and a five-door station wagon, a four-door sedan. There's a series of really neat B110 Nissan Sunny cars that were made. It'd be nice to see them do some of those. But what they're going to do with it, I don't know. We'll be happy we get this one in November, and we won't go speculating too hard. Lastly, new this week are new decal cars from Fujimi. These were actually due out in August. They came out the 1st of September and yesterday, but they're all out now. So you got two of the Good Smile Hatsune Miku Z4 Super GT cars. This one for winning the Round 2 Fiji race. This one was the Round 1 introductory car. So there's slight different graphics differences between these two kits. Other than that, I believe they're identical to the 2013 Z4. So there's no need to rush out and buy these as they're being, greatly different from the actual non-pain anime graphic cars. But if you're into that sort of thing, and Fujimi thinks you are, because this is at least the fourth one of these style kits they've done, they're out there for you now. Also, the last of the two expected short-tail McLaren F1 GTRs are out. This being the number 49 West FM, was run in the 1995 Le Mans. And then you have the other one, which is actually the one I ordered because this has the least offensive decal scheme that I didn't mind replacing. This is the number 6 car. The number 6 car, in its reality, in 1995 at least, was sponsored by Marlboro. And we mentioned this last week, that we did not think it would have the Marlboro decals, and it doesn't. It is unsponsored, basically. This was done for a 4-hour BPR series race in, down there it's Zhuhai, or which I believe would be Zhuhai, which is a city in China across the straight from Macau. So this is a very niche race vehicle because it was run this way only once. And it's unsponsored in this version. They didn't run in. They just sort of skipped aside the whole Marlboro decal thing. They issued it for this random race that didn't have Marlboro decals, and ta-da, you don't have to worry about it. I have a set of replacement decals. I ordered this one because I wouldn't be all like, man, I want to build it that way, but I got these other decals now. I ordered a set of decals for actually the 4 Hours of Brazil because I thought that would be a great obscure vehicle. Plus, the decals do all the color work for me. And I got my short tail because of the one of the Studio 27 carbon fiber. Speaking of Studio 25 carbon fiber, in October, one last thing there, they're going to be doing a carbon fiber sheet for the Fujimi SLS AMG GT3 car. It's about a $25 decal sheet because in that car the doors don't open, and so most of the carbon fiber is going to be external on that. We are going to be doing later this week our monthly sort of wrap-up video, which will include all of the September releases all in one video, so you can keep track of it, because we realize that we're throwing out a lot of information pretty rapid fire to get these videos to be under half an hour, and it's very easy to lose the information. So that's why we create the monthly recap videos. So it might not be today, but probably before the weekend we will do our September video. We finally got the official word on what Revell is doing, which is absolutely nothing. Their kit releases for September are already out if you have a provider shop. If not, you don't want them anyway. AMT's got a couple of interesting things coming out we'll talk about in that video, and until then, we'll see you on the other side.